Я против войны. Я не хочу, чтобы...
I stand against the war. I don't want my son to go to war. I didn't raise him for that.
Olga's son is a prisoner. Artyom Smirnov is 25 years old. In February 2022, he was sentenced to 3 years in prison for committing theft. In July, he was transferred to a colony in Kirovo-Chepetsk, but he did not spend even a month there. The prison warden told Olga that her son had left. Where, he cannot say.
Я целый месяц не знала, где мой сын. В общем, звонила.
I didn't know where my son was for a whole month. I was calling him via phone and tried to do something. As a result, on October the 15th, my son called me back and said that he was in a hospital somewhere near Luhansk. He had a bullet wound to his arm. How serious, I can't say. He said that his hand did not move yet, and perhaps for a month or two he would either be there or somewhere else. I asked him a question. Are you at war in Ukraine? He says, yes, PMC Wagner. He said he had signed the contract.
The Gulag portal reported that on September 17th, after the visit of Wagner PMC representatives, 96 people were taken out of Penal Colony 5 in Kirovo-Chepetsk. Among them was Artyom, but back then his mother knew nothing about it. In the colony, communication was lost before the arrival of Prigozhin himself, as it happened before in other penal colonies.
Степень подготовки этих людей, она крайне велика. Они измождены.
The level of training of these people is extremely low. They are exhausted because the prison is not a sanatorium, as they say in Russia, and the discipline is in a very, very poor state. Plus, this is really such a part of society that Putin quite consciously sent for elimination, and he solves two problems with this. He clears the minefields of Ukraine with their borders, and on the other hand, reduces the social and financial burden on the Russian budget.
In the war, Artyom received 2 wounds, shrapnel in the leg and a bullet in the arm. The hand had been injured the most. Prigozhin has repeatedly said that no one leaves the Wagner PMC just like that.
Я говорю, а что, если ты не
What if
сможешь
he
одной
can't do
рукой,
it
там,
with
то
one
что?
hand? Then what? He said they would let him go. I told him, tell me the truth. No one will most likely let you go from Wagner. He has a 6-month contract. He says they won't let him go. They provide him with a job at the headquarters.
Taking into account the time spent in the pre-trial detention center, Artyom Smirnov had to serve his sentence for 1 year more, and he planned to leave the prison earlier, on parole. What made him sign a contract with the private military company, Olga does not know. But she is sure that if she had even one chance, she would be able to dissuade her son.
Мое мнение как бы должно учитываться.
I stand against war. I don't want my son to go to war. I didn't raise him for that. My opinion should be taken into account. I am his parent. But for some reason he was not allowed to call. Say goodbye at least to his mother. If I could, I would have laid down there. I would not have let them take away my son. It is done intentionally, so that relatives do not dissuade the prisoners.
Where Artyom is now and what will happen to him next, Olga does not know either. The private military company offered her payments for her son, 40,000 rubles, a little less than $650. What this money was for, she was not explained by the Wagnerites. In addition to worries about Artyom, she has at least one more reason to worry.
21-го объявили мобилизацию.
And on the 21st of September, the mobilization began. On September the 22nd, my brother was taken away. He went out for cigarettes to the store and was caught by representatives of the military enlistment office. They didn't say where they were going or why. He only managed to give the keys from the flat to my grandmother. And they took him away. They immediately took him to the military registration and enlistment office. They didn't let him go anywhere. They didn't even let him to pack up.
The operation of private military companies in Russia is still prohibited by law. For the recruitment and training of mercenaries, a term of up to 15 years in prison is provided. Reported by Timofey Rozhansky, Current Time.